Okay. You reached the office now. Zulfikar.
Yes.
You reached the office.
Yes, I reached the office.
It's clear. It's clear. Okay, good. So, Mrs. Raisa, you are with us, no?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that in robotics, you have three parts to teach students this topic, which is the general culture to make the students understand what is robotics, where we find robots, the parts of a robot, and so on. And this is in general not related to a specific robot. It's a theoretical part. We have the second part, which is how to create mission for robotics. And this part could be done online, since skills of programming could be done with the software that you are seeing on the screen. And the third part for robotics is to build the robot. And this part could not be done unless students are at school. So if you are asked to take a decision, teaching robotics or no, and for distance learning, I would say you have to go through teaching robotics in an educational way, since we have two parts that we can offer to students, even if they are at home, which is the general overview, the general culture related to robotics. And the second one is how to program missions and to relate sensors with motors and so on. And I believe that Mr. Muhammad agree with me, since he told me that he has this knowledge in teaching robotics. He know it. So all what we are talking about, like the Arduino. I don't know, Mrs. Raisa, if you entered the webinar when I explained a little bit about those hardware, this microcontroller, the microbit, and even the Arduino as a hardware could be done even students are at home, since we have the solution to offer them this solution by working on.
When we order the books, the kits come with these books.
As I told you, Ms. Gaza, depend on the quantity, and don't forget this year we're going to replace your books, and you have a huge stock. That's we can talk when.
One more thing. If we're talking about robotics, that means we need one kit for all the robotics classes.
You can buy.
No, she is asking me, Zulfikar, Mrs. Raisa is asking me in a classroom how many robots we need.
Exactly. Academically to reach the goals.
Exactly. Look, Mrs. Raisa, I started giving robotics like 8 years from now, and to convince my school in Lebanon to start this journey, they bought me one robot. Since, to be honest with you, it's not we cannot in a curriculum build and unbuild a robot. But what we can do, it's not a club after school where students stay 2 hours to work on a robot. But what we can do with this robot at school is to make this relation between the coding and the hardware, and to understand this relation, which is very attractive and very, I don't know how to say the word, يعني إنه بحمس الولد على يتعلم هالميكانيكال بارتس من الروبوت، بيشوفها قدامه كيف عم يبرم الدولاب، كيف الالتراسونيك عم يشتغل and so on. So it depends on how many students you have at school. per class? Can I have this number?
Let's say an average as 20 or 25 in that range in regular days, before Corona.
20. So the solution is you can start with one robot to show the students, since they will work in group of 2 or 3 to build this mission and to try at the end. But of course, if you have more than one robot, let's say 2 or 3 in a classroom, it would be better for practice. All depends from the capacity of the school and the capacity of Mr. Zulfikar to offer you those robots.
Let's back virtually, working on this software.
Yes.
Students, can we see a bit how you work on it? How do you use it for teaching robotics, to see if it's really interesting for the kids or no?
Okay. First thing, the introduction should be done to make students understand what is a sensor and what is a motor and what is a brain and how to control the input and output device. Okay. Once this part is done, you will move to teaching the programming. And as you can see on your screen, the programming interface, it's similar to Scratch, that students are mainly used to this interface. So here, the software will divide the blocks into blocks related to the brick. The brick, I mean the brain of the computer. You have the section of sensors, the motors, anything related to music, the loops that will perform in a robotics mission, and it will give skills in programming, the logical statement like the if, the else if, the variable, which is a concept in coding, and of course, the math blocks to make operation in calculation and in measurement and so on. And of course, we have here advanced functions that are dedicated for university students. So let's say if you want to make a simple program, by selecting if for the touch sensor, once you move a block for a touch sensor, you will wait just 1 or 2 seconds, and directly a touch sensor will be connected to the robot as an input device. So here you can select, for example, if the touch sensor is pressed or is released. And for that, let's say you can reproduce a block of music, and you will ask the motors, motor, let's say B and C, the 2 motors connected to B and C to turn for a specific ratio at a speed of, let's say, 5 or 27% power of the motors. So here, it's a simple program, of course, just to start with. Directly, the 2 motors that are in real, as you can see here, same figure, same shape, are connected virtually to the brain. And directly, once you click on the push button, you can see that there is 2 motors that are turning, and there is one that is turning at a speed higher than the other in order to make this steer to the left or to the right. Of course, all the concept of programming could be added in order to make a control for the mission. And here, as you can see, all the touch sensor, the color sensor, the ultrasonic sensor, the gyro sensor, the infrared sensor are included in order to make it fun for students, like if they are at school.
Okay, would they see the results at the end? And for the kids, for the students, Okay, for them it's just okay theoretical, and they are expecting something at the end.
Yes.
So what do they see? What results they reach at the end?
Here,
At the end of the course, at the end, I don't know.
you are saying if you are talking online distance or at school?
Yeah, online.
Okay. Online, beside the theoretical part to make understand all what we said before as the word of robotics, and that's it. Here on this software, they will see if the mission is done correctly. I mean, if let's say here and here the mission for the teachers to give students like exercises in a form of a mission by saying, let's say, we are going to build a mission. If the robot will detect the red color, the LED of the robot will start blinking red. If it will detect another color, it will blink another color. So here we are building an algorithm like a math problem or like a physics problem, and students are asked to build this mission. And the advantage here is they will see the result on the robot virtually. I mean, on color, let's say here, the color connected to port 3 detects the blue color. Let's say you will, for example, you will show the mood. Let's say this one. Okay, and if it will select the red color, let's say I will display another image, which is the happy face. So here we are creating a mission with multiple blocks, and this is the same way of thinking like if he is working on a real robot. But there is a little bit difference. I will tell you which one in a few seconds. So here, when he click on the red button, it will show the happy face. And if he click on the blue, it will show another one.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is the presentation I'm making right now, it's very simple because there is no variables and there is no if blocks to make conditions, but we can go through it as much harder as we want since all the blocks are here. But the difference with the real robot, in case students are at school, is that this robot can make a real action on a table. They can see the rotation of the wheel. And here, when we say, for example, for the motor to turn one rotation, you will see that this rotation is related to the wheel. And to know how much the distance is to make this robot move, we have to calculate the diameter of the wheel, and then to see that for each one rotation of the motor, the wheel will turn, let's say, 17 centimeters. And if we change the wheel, because we can change the wheel, if we put a wheel bigger, the robot will move forward a longer distance in case the motor will turn one rotation. I believe me, it's really interesting, even for teachers and for students, because for teachers, it's a challenge for them. Why it's a challenge for them? Like for me, when I started robotics, it was a really challenge because as an ICT teacher, I don't have background in electronics and in mechanics. So what I can offer you as a trainer for your teachers in order to be able to teach this technology, and even though if they want to participate later on in a competition, in international or national competition, we have all those skills in order to make this link between the hardware and the electronic and the programming and to make it real. I'll give you one example, and I will stop. The phone, the mobile that we have all, you can keep talking on it even if you have 1% in the battery. It's true, no?
Okay.
Okay. In the robot, if the battery, let's say, is like 20%, there is a chance for the sensors not to read correctly the values. Or if this color sensor that you see, it's like dark, it can read the blue as black. So all those examples that are related to real life, I will give them to teachers in order to make them or to explain them to students. And like that, it will be a mutual win-win situation for teachers, for school, of course, and for the students.
Okay, now we took examples on robotics. For Arduino, the same. Yeah, we have the same software, so they can have it online.
What you can see now, it's an example of Arduino where you can build a circuit as simple as you can see with 4 LEDs. You can select with Arduino, to be honest with you, it's more attractive and more challenging since it's a software where you can go through details and see what's happening for every single parameter.
The teacher can share, so the teacher can share the screen with the student, and the student, she can give them control, and the students can manipulate.
Of course, and even each student can have his own account for free, and he can go through and build his let's say circuit, and at the end he can share it with his teacher to see if it's okay or not. And what is really attractive here is that the code that you can see, it is even in block, and this will guarantee that lower grades like 7 and 8 will understand more this language. And for higher grades, you can switch to text or to block and text in order to work on the Arduino language, which we adopt in grade 7 and up, 10 and up.
Okay, so one more question. And when I saw the books, I found the QR code for some resources. I tried using it, but I couldn't access. I tried grade 4 book. Still working on it, or what?
To tell you that we are shifting all the resources that are on the books to our new digital platform that you can see here. You were during the meeting when I showed the platform, or I forget.
So you would remove these QR codes from the lessons?
I will. We cannot remove them from the books for the moment, but we will divert them to the digital platforms. I mean, if a student will make the QR code, he will go directly to this new platform that we are offering right now.
But it's not done yet.
It's in process.
Okay, let's say, for example, if we're talking about lesson 2, for example, if I, as a student, if I use my camera to reach this lesson, so this will take me directly to this lesson, not to the general platform and to search for the lesson.
Honestly, it depends on the link. If the link is for the lesson, it will lead you for the lesson. If not, it will lead you to the account of the students and to go through and to download a software or to see a video.
But it's a very important point I'm discussing here. And I don't know if the teachers already informed you about our current curriculum and that we are giving them one session per week. So it's a huge shift for our school to go to this area of teaching technology and computer. So the resources, they must be all ready, either for teachers or students.
Of course. Now
So
we
that's
are,
yeah.
yes.
But you would have to tell us when will it be ready before taking such a huge step, if we can say. And Mr. Zulfikar, he knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I know. Yes.
Yeah, I would have to know these details before proceeding to the next step. So when these resources will be available for the parents and students here, the community here, it's totally different from other communities in other countries, Mr. Wissam. They are so picky, they are so demanding. So we cannot just give them a book with a QR code or with resources, then they will find it missing. So we cannot
of course not. We are working, to tell you honestly, this platform that you are seeing right now, we developed it in 1 month and a half. It was a huge work that we did day and night. And actually,
let me tell you something, Mr. Wissam. If we haven't impressed in this, we wouldn't proceed. It's definitely a huge job, well organized. We understand this. يعني يعطيكم ألف عافية on this work. It's really amazing. But I'm asking about these small details because this what will make the program work. That's my idea here.
I can guarantee you it's a challenge for us before يعني هو تحدي علينا before ما يكون تحدي على المدرسة وعلى على التلاميذ والأساتذة. It's a challenge for us, and I can guarantee you that every single day we are uploading data to reach the maximum in like 2-3 weeks to finish all this huge work to upload the details, the answer keys, the resources, to link the books with the platform.
Just keep in your mind that this QR code on each lesson is very important to parents to reach directly the resources.
Of course.
Directly, in a direct way. You know, not all the parents are aware of the technology, so we want the simplest way, and we want it to work, to succeed.
Of course. And I don't know if you were with us when I talked about the data bank, question data bank that we are developing in this platform. We are feeding our quiz data bank with sample of questions, and teachers will have access to it in order to prepare ideas of quizzes and assessment by selecting the grade and the chapter, and will generate a quiz to be distributed to students. So it's a huge work that we are doing, and inshallah it will be done very soon.
Okay. Ms. Fatin, Ms. Narmeen, Mr. Muhammad, any questions?
Yes, I have a question for Mr. Wissam, please. I'm talking about the kits like the AV3 education version robotics and the Arduino board.
Yes.
We will support, inshallah, or we will support those kits, please, for us, or we have to buy them?
يعني the master.
It's something, Mr. Muhammad, I already discussed this with them. Inshallah, we will see. Inshallah, we'll discuss this. But Anna, my next question is definitely no need to ask about the teachers' support, Mr. Wissam. Yani, how many, is there? I believe there should be unlimited training sessions because it's a new step for the school to proceed to this.
What I can guarantee. What I can guarantee you that you will have full support, like those teachers that start their name with KSA. You can see like 350 teachers that we are dealing with, okay? And I don't have the worksheet to show you, but at least we have like 350 teachers that we are dealing in different schools in Saudi Arabia. وانا it's a pleasure for me يعني جدا نزلت عليها مره واحده وما صار لي انزل من وراء كورونا ومن وراء يعني ناطر بفارغ الصبر لانزل على جده ريلي لا قديش قد ما حبيتها لانه شعارها جده غير يعني. So
Mr. Wissam, you did not talk about Hipani animation. I don't know anything about this program.
It's a software, it's a free software to make students understand how to create animation.
Okay, now,
Okay.
as I said earlier, our current books, they have too many programs. They have, to be honest with you, we are studying the books. We are getting a comparison what we will be missing if we canceled our current books. So still we are studying them. This is taking time, Mr. Zulfikar, because he's waiting for our reply. So اكيد يعني في كثير programs كانوا موجودين عندنا already already موجودين بكتبنا الحاليه. اكيد هلا الزمن مستر وسام انا I understand الزمن رايح على الروبوتكس على الاردوينو على الالجوريثم رايح على هول التفاصيل الجدد بس يات برايك انت يعني على مثل ما بيقولوا الاشياء البيزكس هن البروجرامز شو فرقت التفاصيل؟ انا I can see انه مثلا بالسكوب and sequence that you sent in the lower grades 1 to 3 I think I found that you introduced them to the computer, paint, Excel. I don't know in which grade levels you included these basic ones. We cannot say that those are not important. They are important for kids.
Of course.
I need your point of view regarding this point. Yes, and PowerPoint, these basic ones.
All those topics that you are talking about are in our curriculum, but from our experience, and as you said, that the world now is shifting to technology, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and we felt that students are not really interested and excited for the skills like in Excel and PowerPoint, because there is no challenge in such
but yet it's needed for them,
of course, that's why we have them starting from grade 1 till grade 12. You can find Word, Excel, PowerPoint, HTML, all the softwares that are given in schools are still there, but in a dynamic way, where we go straightforward to the point. Not to, if you take let's say grade 5, if you have grade 5 and you see how we work with Excel, you will see that all the concept and all the skills are given, but in a way where there is no مثل ما بيقولوا بالعربي لا يعني حكي وحكي just the skills that he need, it will lead directly to those skills.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to show you here in the e-curriculum or the dynamic scope and sequence, which is for grade 1, 2, 3, this is already done, and we started in 4, 5, 6, and like we are in 80% of the e-curriculum. As you can see, also, students are obliged to develop skills in how to think and to lead a robot on a paper and to be ready later on to use it in a software and in a real robot.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I can send you this e-curriculum just in case, because really it's really interesting to have it. While
yeah, please do.
I have your email. I will do it right now.
Please do. Okay.
And for grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it will be the same approach, the same concept, the same layout, attractive, simple, where students are oriented to practice, not to theory and theory.
Okay. Thank you.
I hope I gave you enough details in order to take your decision in a educational and scientific way.
But my last question, you know, this for this booklets, for this, and I need to see the package, how will it be ordered? And I have the books only. And if you sent me how the package, you know, with regarding ISBN and these details, if you send me how these packages will be ordered. But my
That part
main
I will
concern,
handle, Miss Esther, sorry to interrupt, but that part of the ISBN numbers and stuff I will handle. Don't worry about it.
okay. But my main concern here, and before anything, is these common booklets for the grade levels. Is there a chance to make separate ones? Yani for grade 1, separate than 2, separate than 3.
Believe
Logistic
me,
wise, this
believe
will be
me,
more applicable.
believe me, it's an advantage for the school. Believe me.
Yeah, listen, Mr. Wissam, it's logistic wise. And so when we set our book list and for selling and so on, that's why this will be really confusing. Not for the first year, but and I'm talking, inshallah, for the next academic years. So this will be confusing. Oh, shall I buy the one I have from last year? So it's not, it's a bit confusing for the school to use common booklets for different grade levels.
Look, on the short term, I mean, for next year, this booklet will be shifted and included in the book as a main core.
So this will be only for next year, for the new academic, for 21-22.
Exactly.
And for the next academic years, you will include it in the book itself.
Of course.
Okay.
It's solved.
Inshallah, within 3 weeks, all your platforms and all your resources will be ready.
And I'll be keeping you updated for each step we will be doing. Let's say if we finish those grades, what we finish, I will try to make a weekly report on every updates we are making on the platform in case you want to go through. And I will be sending you a demo account for teacher where you can see all the books at the same time.
Because to be so honest with you, we cannot have it unless we have the full digital platform for students and for teachers. To be so honest with you, that's why I'm asking you this question.
For us, it's done.
Okay.
Just to tell you, Mrs. Raisa, we are on the market like for more than 22 years.
Yeah, sure. But and also it's to make it clear, down to earth, is because regarding to the situation in terms of teachers and parents and students as well.
ونحن الشغله الوحيده اللي بنعتمد عليها صدقيني هي المصداقيه، يعني هذا رسمالنا وما بنقول شيء ما قادرين نعمله، لانه اذا حسينا انه بنغلط مره يعني خلص، وهذا سر النجاح اللي عم نقدر نعمله وين ما كان، بالمملكه، بمصر، بالاردن، بلبنان، بالمغرب، وين ما كان عم نتواجد عم نكون.
كمان في سؤال، ما هو سبحان الله عم يجي سؤال ورا سؤال. طب انت at the end of each unit or each topic is there a project مثلا؟ هلا اكيد the teachers they just took the books and they will have a look at it. بس هو في بنهايه كل topic project معين، يعني انت بتعرف في assessment، في monthly assessment وفي summative assessment كبروجكت وايز. فمرات سي مثلا في كلاس عم ياخذ مثلا let's say الالجوريثم، في بروجكت معين عن الالجوريثم لازم يحضروه، موجود هالشيء بالكتب؟
بما يعني ما فينا نختصر الجواب، ما في يختصر انه ب A ولا ب لا. We cannot say yes or no. Of course we have for each topic project depends on the software we are dealing with. But in addition, what we are developing for the coming year is projects related to sustainable goals developed by the United Nations. So we will explore with the teachers ideas to develop in each topic where it's feasible, because sometimes it's not feasible. I don't know, I don't have an example in mind, but where it can be feasible, like ideas about projects related to recycling, to poverty, to reducing of pollution. So all those kind of projects will be included. And as you can see in grade 6, the new one, we already integrated some project in the PowerPoint project or in Scratch, if I remember well.
Okay, thank you.
I have to thank you.
Okay, thank you all.
يعطيكم العافية. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
يعطيكم العافية.
شكرا.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Thank you. See you inshallah on Sunday. I'll visit you on next week inshallah.
Inshallah.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Same for you.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan.
يعطيك العافية.